Today we are going to review a platform that is in the export and the import domain. They are not involved with how do we verify if a good or whatsoever that is being transported is fake or legit. No. What they just want to do is how do we solve the problems in the supply chain in a way that is scalable, and is private, and not is secure. So these guys basically forked the Ethereum system, and then they added some features like privacy, like how do we reach consensus, and all that. So we'll go through the white paper and then see. Now, one of the things I want you to know is that they were the winners at this competition, like the Engine of Innovation Prize 2016 Rice Business Plan Competition, the finalists of the 2017 MIT $100,000 Business Plan Competitive Accelerate, and then they were incubated within the MIT campus and all that. So this project has been from 2016. They've been working on this project. So, what are some of the problems they are seeking to solve? They are seeking to bring solutions like smart contract software development kits, supply chain financing, bringing visibility to the system so that people can actually be able to do business in a more efficient way. Now, first we'll start with defining some terms like what is supply chain finance. It's basically a set of technology-based business and financing processes that allow financiers to fund an organizational operations through its supply chain relationship. Now, supply chain finance enables buyers and sellers to shrink their inventories, collect money from customers faster, and delay payments to their suppliers. So maybe to make things very simple, what this means is there is something called a business to business payment. If a platform, for example, is involved in a trade with another business, it usually takes between 60 to 90 days for that payment to actually arrive. So there is chunk of money that is locked up within the supply chain domain, trillions of dollars. Now, for those payments to actually take place, there has to be a lot of invoicing, a lot of paperwork. There has to be a lot of verification. Then the method to which they pay each other, it's very, very complex. Now, why these businesses are actually waiting payment? Their business is being slow now. Why? Because they've produced goods with their own money and now they've not paid. So there's no way they can produce in larger capacity except their businesses, these businesses pay the money. So it's a very, very big problem. And if you look at the issue in developing countries alone, the financing gap totals over $2 trillion. If you look about a country like China where you have 40 million small and medium enterprise, you see the problem. And now you can see those small and medium enterprise, 60% of them contribute to the total employment and 40% of the GDP in those developing countries. Just look at it. These small and medium enterprise businesses in the developing nations, they contribute to 60% of total employment. We're not talking about large corporations. They contribute to 60% of total employment. So what does that mean? It means that if we bring solutions, more people can be employed and all that. Now, what is the report that says? There was a report that says that $20 billion potential revenue pool exists for implemented supply chain finance programs, but only 2 billion, which is 10% of it, is actually being captured as we talk. And there are many problems that they define, like information asymmetry, like there is a party who knows about something, and the other party is not aware, because the method of sharing information is not very it's not very transparent or whatsoever. Now, what are some of the problems to talk about? Any supply chain cannot be determined in isolation. Talk about exogenous factors and then endogenous factors. Exogenous factors, things like interest rates, and then endogenous factors, things like inventory decisions and capital constraints and all that. So, another problem is the complexity of implementing supply chain finance across the global supply chain limits its adoption. Yeah, there are many processes, like how do you onboard people, how do you build IT departments, does this platform actually have the expertise, are they willing to transit from their used to analog systems and paperwork? Are they willing to transit? And if they are willing to transit, do they have the staff? There are many things that are actually a problem. Then another thing again is, okay, what is the incentive for participants? If you are a supplier, what is the incentive that you will actually implement this supply chain finance programs? What are some of the incentives? If you are a buyer, what are the incentives for you? And then financiers, what is the incentive for you? Because we have suppliers, we have buyers, and then why this money is just between? There has to be someone who will be in the middle, either a bank or a financing institution, who will provide the finance, and that has opened a whole world of banking industry, if you want to call it. It's called the supply chain financing. So this is basically where we bring in tellers, we bring in the invoices, we bring in, oh, okay, yeah, I have done this. Rather than for a platform to go and sell their asset or loan it against the collateral, you simply bring this your it's called the collateralized invoice. You simply bring it, you submit it to the invoicing financing industry, and then they provide you this stuff. So there is a lot of problems, like many of them are not, they cannot really receive payments because banks and whatsoever. How do you solve all those problems? So what are the solutions that Eximchain is bringing? So Eximchain is bringing something called the multi-party dynamic contracting. So what that means is, how do we bring the system here? The contracting parties will be made to ensure to the terms of initial contract. Now, it brings also a process where they can automate this contracting process within the network, and then financiers will be onboarded to the network with aligned incentives. If you are a person who have the finance, you can actually come and finance projects. So that is what they are seeking to do in a nutshell. You can check up who is behind the team and their unique consensus algorithm is being defined in the white paper, how everything works, and then who is behind the team and all that. So this is what you can use the SDK, smart contract SDK for. They already have a kind of YouTube channel where they're giving updates to the community about the projects that they're actually building. So that is basically what they are doing in a nutshell. Building smart contracts that will help with sourcing, that will help with inventory management, and then will also help with supply chain finance. It's a whole world of it's a whole world of opportunities. And I truly believe that with platforms like this, adoption of blockchain systems is no way far enough. Thank you.